Good evening to all the members of the Kohima Press Club. In spite of a very short notice where the Angami Youth Organization had a meeting with the officials of the 4 ranges of the youth organization, including SAYO, NAYO, YO and CYO, followed by the Presidential Council meeting held today at APO Hall, Kohima. We thank all of you for accepting our request for the press conference this evening here at AYO Office.
The entire Angami area has been declared non-cooperation towards the NSCN Khango Group until unless this matter is being addressed. The second is that all the national workers of the Angami who are under the NSCN Khango Group shall be recalled back immediately. Point number 3, the APO resolution of 1993, which states that if the various Naga national political groups do not come under one banner, the Angami community and then the Angami villages under the Angami public organization shall not extend any contribution or any donation, and for that matter, no Naga national political group should solicit any assistance from any Angami villages or any Angami individual. And then which was reaffirmed in 2015 during the presidency of Dr. Rülho, and then which is still a standing resolution of the APO. The Angami Youth Organization today has reiterated that the 1993 resolution of the APO will be strictly monitored, and then no Naga national political groups will be extended any assistance. So those are the 3 declarations that has been made today from the meeting.
Called the contractor. Secondly, has the AYO taken this up with the police? And thirdly, the 4 ranges, how do you plan to monitor about, since you are recalling back all the Angami national workers, so how do you plan to recognize?
In regard to the amount that was demanded, as I've said earlier, the particular person just called up and said that apni kiman kam kurise, kiman kam paigina ase, aru kiman kam gura ase, tuan jani ase, tora apni hai. Tate bora government ki dibu lage 15 days bitore dibi kine kuje. No amount mentioned, no nothing, just saying that of all the works that he has done, the works that is undergoing, the works that he has been awarded recently, out of that no percentage has been mentioned, just saying that to pay to the government within 15 days, otherwise he will be imposed with capital punishment. The second thing is that since the responsibility is being claimed by the NSCN Khango Group, the case is being taken up at the level of the Angami Youth Organization. We, as an organization, at this juncture, we may not take up the case through the government level. However, officials from the PHQ has conveyed to us while in a telephonic conversation that they will be filing a suo motu case. And then in regard to the recalling of the workers under the NSCN government from the Angami community, this is a clarion call. So definitely every range and every village will take care of its own member who are there. And then since it is the appeal of the AYO, I suppose every worker will voluntarily be out of the NSCN group until unless this matter has been settled.
Earlier you've mentioned that the NSCN Khango Group has claimed responsibility, and then that they've said that it is their higher ups, and you've mentioned some designations like the president, vice president, or the chief. Is this your assumption, or is it what they have suggested?
See, the finance minister is not aware about this issue. The home minister is not aware about this issue. So as we see the structure of the functioning in our Naga national political groups, I think it is the president, the vice president, the general secretary, then comes the home minister, then comes the other cabinet minister. We have the collective leadership. We have various form of steering committee. But from our point of view, the understanding here is that it is from the higher up who are out there involved. So it may not be an assumption also, but it is an ultimate thing that it is someone above the home minister. That is the prime minister and then the president, as we say.
And since the Angami Youth Organization has now decided to recall the national workers under this particular group, is there an identification of roughly how many cadres are there in these groups that also drive?
As of within the Angami region, we are being told that 18 of them are there.
Coming back to the contractor, if you could tell us more about how did the contractor reach out to the Angami Youth Organization? How did you learn it from them, and how you decided to intervene?
See, the Angami Youth Organization was established with the preamble to protect our land and people. So likewise, all the members, particularly the youth, will be aware of this. Anytime, if he or she is wrong, we are not there to support him or her. But in any situation where he or she face trouble, though he is in the right path, yet they can approach the office anytime. So right after we were informed that after he got the threat from the faction, he called up his family members, near and dear ones, to discuss about it, but it was beyond something, a threat that in the future the family alone will find difficulty to handle it. So they approached the AYO office. We are always ready. So likewise, they have informed, and with this, the office of the Angami Youth Organization, with no doubt, with no iota of doubt, accepted that we will take up this case to solve the matter. But again, once again, I reiterate that there are times that we also need to solve, or someone may impersonate the faction also to survive. Also interacted with the Angami region of the NSCN Khango Group to also authenticate the matter, and we were informed that they have on the responsibility. It is the doing of the NSCN Khango Group. And so likewise today, we have offered the olive branch them, but they ignored our request, that's all.
Well, not particularly focusing on the contractor, but this trend has been going on for so many decades. Well, initially the movement, self-contributions were different. So today this case has come up. Tomorrow it may be some other tribes, or some maybe over lower rank people also. So how does AYO plan to, like you see, the establishment of AYO to protect the land and its people? And Kohima being a capital where every tribe resides. How do you plan to take this matter up in a more, in a way where the citizens are, they don't receive this kind of threats? And how do you plan to, not just with the Khango Group, but with the other Naga national political groups as well?
AYO, or for that matter, any organization, we are tenure based. So, in some particular years, yes, it is an undeniable fact that taxation is one of the biggest menace in our society. However, there are so many incidents where it is not reported or it is not being addressed to the public organizations. But this particular incident, I suppose, is one of the most eye-opening, and then it is, in fact, a revelation of what and how common people as well as people in the those who have struggled and are prospering well, how the amount of problems that they are facing. I think this incident is one of the eye-opener, not only for the Angamis, but for the entire Naga society. So, as we have stated earlier, the 1993 resolution of the APO for one tax, one government, as well as the reiteration of that resolution in 2015 by the APO, and then also the AYO had discussed this matter with the incumbent APO office bearers as well, and then the APO, the present APO, has fully endorsed the AYO to reiterate the 1993 resolution.
Going forward, how do you plan to resolve this? Because if we compare AYO and the NSCN, your organization is definitely not an armed group unlike them. So how do you plan to go about it?
It is, I think that is one of the most important questions that I feel. The silence of the public should not be mistaken as our weakness. Today, be it individual or be it in your villages, every one of us have our own arms and ammunitions. We might not have those automatics. We may have also. We have our own arms and ammunition to protect ourselves. Things may be too late. If the common people, the general public, are always threatened, we have also seen instances of the public uprising. If the Naga national groups continue to burden our people and our citizens, the day may not be far away where the common man will not hesitate to take up action, or for that matter, to take up arms, and then it will be, the incident may have far-reaching effect on our society. We have had enough is enough. So the general public and the citizens should not be undermined.
So in the initial statement you have said that it was some kind of the threat was given. When was the first threat given? Before that, July 20, when you called that person?
See, the particular person was calling his in charge or his workers who were, attending or, manning his works in different areas and location. And then accordingly, these particular max had threatened him that if he does not call up by Saturday 4 p.m., action will be taken against him. So that is how, that person had, tried to make the particular contractor force him to call him before the 20th, last Saturday 4 p.m.
Tracing back to your questions earlier, since AYO mentioned that you will be taking full responsibility of this case until it is settled, are there any kind of protection, or is there any protection that you're planning on giving to the individual, to the contractor who is under threat? Is there any plan of protection that you have figured out from your end to him?
He does not need any protection. In fact, at a later stage, you might come to know, since we have already mentioned the firm, you'll be able to know who that particular person is, and then he is one of the most God-fearing person. And then I think the first day we met him, he has mentioned that Amila life Isor wadishe luilibi Isor laga hatte aje ami kungibi buinai ami laga life to ledo Isor laga hatte aje nahoilebi aji aigine inigaita threaten brado ledo mon bi si bia lagi je amila family bi si bia lagi jo itu wala aigine ayo logo de aigine log paine discuss kora je. Otherwise he does not have any fear of the threat. As stated, he is a very God-fearing person. Gradually, you may come to know who that particular contractor is also.
And one clarification that I wanted, because you were using words as big as capital punishment and death penalty, are these words that they have actually used during the threat?
Yes. So it was very clearly mentioned in our press circular yesterday that the death penalty and the capital punishment was, they used these words, so it was not even a death threat. That penalty, capital punishment.
Your point number 2, declaration, asking all Angami members of the Khango Group to return. So what is you have asked them, but once they return, what is your plan for them?
No, see, when they say that they are fighting for the cause of Nagas, whereas on the other side, they are threatening our own people with death sentences. How can we allow our fellow brothers to be in a particular group where they are threatening to take the life of our own people. That is the reason why we are recalling back all our Angami workers out there in the NSCN Khango Group, and then it is a very clear call, and then they will definitely agree and will definitely respond positively to the call of the Angami Youth Organization.
Will you be giving a copy of the declaration that was adopted today to the group or to the Angami region chairman? The three
Immediately after the meeting, we have come for the press conference, and then subsequently this will be intimated to the Angami region chairman, who himself is an Angami. So from there, he will be disseminating to other workers of the NSCN Khango Group from the Angami community.
Are we setting any deadline for the 18 members to return?
We are confident. We don't have to set deadline. We have said it. They will have to comply with that. That's it.
See, Melo, you were asking about the armed group versus the CSOs, civil society organization. I think we should not take it that way. See, as we are all aware, when coming to this topic, I'm just reminded of it very strongly that pain is milder than sports in many situations, and we believe in that. It's not AYO is against Khango Group, but if they go to this extent, and as we are inviting them to come in at the table and resolve this issue, but if they don't come forward, we will extend our non-cooperation to the very group. We are mentioning the NSCN Khango Group. See, to be very honest, we treat them as our own dear brothers. They are there for us. We have that feelings that they are our own soldier, they are our own brother. For instance, we had, while we were having a band in the Southern Angami public area over this Gazosa issue, we imposed ban. We have stopped like economic ban, total blanket ban also. But during that time, there was an exemption, particularly on these medical emergencies, paramilitary force. But there, where we, the SAYO under AYO, had particularly paved way for our NPG's workers, that they are our real soldiers. Why, when we allow our paramilitary forces, our country soldiers, why should we exempt our own soldiers? So that time also we have conducted peacefully. So here we are there for them also. We regard them. So we should work hand in hand. And one thing from our side, till this, if this multiple taxation keep continuing, we have experienced, and we will come to experience that many of our development has been hampered and will be hampered in the coming days also. So we will have to stop, and we should not encourage this type of multiple taxation. Or else, in some business, as we all coexist, we have landed here and there. But this type of multiple taxation beyond our one capability is beyond bearable, and AYO is fully against this, and we foster for peace and unity among our own community, and let this go till cover our own Naga inhabitants area.
Do you have any deadline, for the group to respond?
As the General Secretary has mentioned, the resolutions that has been passed today, or the declaration that has been made today, is related only with the till 25th of July. We have extended our olive branch as well as our courtesy to the NSCN Khango Group to come and sit over and to discuss and sort out the issue. However, since till 25th they have failed to address to this issue, these three resolutions has been adopted and has been passed. We are still yet to come up with any action. The action part is yet to come. So within a couple of days, through the medium of our press fraternity, we will be intimating the general public as well as to the people, to the common people, and also to the other various tribe and youth organizations about the AYO course of action as well as the demands and the conditions in a very mass-based movement within that will be undertaken within a couple of days. This evening, this press conference is being called, and then as stated by the General Secretary, we appreciate your concern for turning up to the request of the Angami Youth Organization. This is in regard to the presidential meeting which is being conveyed this afternoon, which was a meeting called to all the 4 ranges of the Angami villages. We want to highlight what had happened and then what made us to convene this presidential meeting this afternoon. There was a threat being given to one of our Angami contractor, who is the proprietor of KKB Rülho. He is a very prominent contractor, one of the most and very important personality among the Angamis, who has had immense role and contribution towards the Angami social organizations, to the churches, as well as the various Naga national political groups, so on and so forth. He was warned to call the NSCN Khango Group by Saturday, which was on the 20th of July, before 4 p.m. Otherwise, action will be taken against him. So, with the compulsion from his family members to attend, or for that matter, to call up that particular phone number, he had rang up to the person on the 20th of Saturday. And then when the person on the other side received the call, he claimed himself to be as Max, a member of the Finance Controller Committee formed by the NSCN Khango Group. And then he had demanded the contractor, saying that apni laga kam kiman kuri ase, apni kam kiman paigina ase, mugan sob jani ase, itu bara apni mugan laga government ge itu laga tax tarai dibi 15 days agire nahile to capital punishment itu apni laga pore dibo kuine tagi kuise. He had said that, replied back, apni khan laga authorization noli government logode kiba kagos thagine ami logode ahishe na over the phone he itu ahigine apni khan itu demand aro check dia ase kune kore tai goado hile to tai do high command NSCN ke Khango government bara kuri ase to bara tai phone bara tai ge demand kuri laga. Otherwise no authorization letter or nothing as such from NSCN ke Khango group or whatsoever, or any authority from the NSCN ke Khango group. So he also said and declined that phone bara alag kisi manu ahigine iniga demand grado sob kiniga nahole bi kiniga itu to entertain grubo koigina tai to flatly decline kurise. But still then itu manu do tai ge telephonic conversation de 15 days agila na dele do capital punishment, and then which is death penalty will be sanctioned against him. So taking into consideration of this threat received by one of our very prominent Angami member, one of a tall figure from the Angami community, the Angami Youth Organization has decided to take up this case of the proprietor of KKB Rülho. And then subsequently on the 22nd of July, we have called the Angami region chairman of the NSCN Khango Group to AYO Office to have a joint meeting whereby the NSCN Khango Group of Angami region attended the meeting with 10 members, comprising of the town commander, the guard commander, and then their subsequent workers of the Angami region. When we have met them, we told them that apni khan laga faction bara ami khan laga manu ekta ahi gine society de sobse responsible manu ekta ge ahi gina abjit de threat di gina sa apni khan aro next kui gina apni khan laga NSCN ke Khango Group para ase guine kuise itu laga de apni khan eku knowledge ase nai gune tan ge odia tam de apni khan ki knowledge ase itu ami khan logoda ibar share gui dibina gune koram de tai khan laga NSCN ke Khango Group laga chairman aro region Angami region chairman aro town commander bara kwado le do tai khan itu manu max kwado le do tai khan laga NSCN ke Khango Group te thaka do itu manu la nam eku na jane aro ini ga manu ekta thaka bi na jane gune kuise itu bara ami khan ayo ham ge gui gine ami khan ge olop din di gine moi khan ge ekbar itu ami khan laga higher up ami khan laga NSCN ke Khango government logoda ekbar itu kisa ekbar discuss korbe di gine apni khan ge refer back koribi na kwa bara ami khan 22 evening de tai khan ge log pai gine kwa do le do ঠিক আছে যদি তাই খান আপনি খান না জানে আর আপনি খান লাগা গভর্নমেন্ট বাড়ি তাইকে ডিসকাউন্ট গুলিয়ে গুলে তো আপনি খান অপোর্ড আছে নহলে বি নেক্সট কুই কিনে NSCN কে খাঙ্গো লাগা গভর্নমেন্ট লাগা নাম লই কিনে একজন মানুষকে ডেথ থ্রেট দিবলে পারা তো গুলে তো তাই ইনি মিছামিছি বান্ধা কৰিব জি হইলে বি গভর্নমেন্ট ভিতরে একজন মানুষ ফিগার আমার একটা থাকা রেসপন্সিবল থাকিব এটো করা আপনি খান ইটো ক্লেম ডিসকাউন্ট কৰিছো গুলে তো আমি খান আইও হে তো কেস উঠাবো আৰু itu suru gurina ajiba suru gurina itu laga solution last na hatok ami kan itu to nasaribo gine Angami region khan logore bi ayo laga stand koi dise inia gore asapte ora tahan 23 din de jai gine dimapur de tahan laga high officials kan log paise guise tade jadam de ahi gine wapas ahadam de 23 evening de ami kan ge phone korise ami kan laga high authority kan log pai gina ha se কিনিকা গইলা বা হবো গিনে কোয়াদো গিনে আমি খান তো ঠিক আছে 24 দিন দে একবার আৰু আমি খান আইও অফিস তে লোক পাবো গিনে তাতে আমি খান লোক পাই কিনে ডিসকাস কৰিছে তো ইনিকা হোৱাদে তাই খান বাৰা যাই কিনে হায়াৰ অথৰিটি খান লগতে লোক পাদো লে তো কেবিনেট তা না ভিতৰে থাকা কেবিনেট মিটিং থাকিছে গৈছে তাতে তাই খান লাগা হোম কিলনচাৰ ফাইনান্স কিলনচাৰ ওয়েস্টার্ন কমান্ড খান থাকিছে গৈছে নহলে বি তাই খান ফার্স্ট লোক পাদো লে তো ইটো মানুহ নেক্সট তো কোন আছে ইটা খান কোন বি না জানে গৈছে फाइनेंस ताइगान फाइनेंस कंट्रोलर कमिटी दे ताहान लागा फाइनेंस चापली किलोनसर तो पाबी तो नेक्स्ट तो कुन आसे ताहान ना जाने गुइने इतु ताइगान बितोरे डिस्कस करिसु गुसे इनिया थागा दाम दे तो आंगामी रीजन खान बे ताइगान लागा दामर साब खान के कोदो गले तो इतु मनु आमी खान लागा ग्रुप ला नाम दुइगिने KKB Rülho proprietor लोगोदे डेट थ्रेट दिगिना आसे तो आमी खान इतु एक बार डिटेल बिसारबो लागिबो बिना गवादि इतु कोदिसे दे आफ्टर सम टाइम they have claimed that this max is being assigned by the higher authority. So higher authority hule to home minister la opore to hule to taihan finance kilonser home minister bi na jane hule to itu la opore hule to it is either the general secretary, the vice president or the president of the Khango Group who is involved and who has assigned the particular max to put on demand to the contractor as well as to warn him and then of a death penalty which was in the form of capital punishment. Iniga thagade tahan bara ahi kine responsibility to claim gurise 2014 de ami khan laga government ase kine higher authority khan bari to kuase kine to kuise tai khan laga second to hile to ami khan Angami Youth Organization khan ke question gurise Angami Youth Organization laga NSCN ke Khango Group te contribution ki thagina আজি আহি NSCN के Khango Group के चैलेंज किया আছে কিনা ইটো আহি কিনা পয়েন্ট নাম্বার 2 তো কইছে তাই খান লাগা সাইড পানি বলা তো ইটো আমি খান তাতে রেসপন্ড করা তো গলে তো আহি কিনা আজি আপনি খান বন্দুক খান লই কিনে अलग अलग नागा पॉलिटिकल ग्रुप ते थागा खान एकला नागा नेशनल मूवमेंट खाने काम करा ना होय the sacrifice that has been put by the churches the sacrifice that has been put by the civil societies the public organizations আমি খান লাগা innocent victims kan bosti te thaga manu kan laga gor kan julai dise grains kan julai dise ami kan apni kan ge buhiule jaga na thaga dam de kha lo le khawle dise buhiule dise আমি খান আপনি খান কাৰণে কিমান আমি খান elders খান কিমান আপনি খান কাৰণে ফাইট কৰি কিনে cease fire আনি কিনে হালুগুলা কৰাইছে আজি আপনি খান আহি কিনে Kohima for that matter or anywhere আপনি খান বুঝাতো হলে তো আজি civil societies খান public organizations খান আপনি খান লাগা support থাকি কিনে থাকা বলা আপনি খান peacefully বুঝলে প্ৰয়াস নহয় I think আহি কিনে ইয়াতে ইটো question raise কৰা হলে তো we can very boldly say that common people also has more contribution than anyone in any of the headquarter camps. Our contribution can never be undermined. Public manu laga contribution kite be undermine na kuro lage. Khali bunduk duri ne camp de buha to hai nakani sing hane kam kura na hoy. Ami kan sob different spheres of life ta igine contribute kura sekbine. Itu message bi NSCN ke Khango Group khan logo dai. Itu tahan laga point number 2 de itu tahan logo de bi kuise. And then for that matter, taking instance of this incident, the other national political groups should also understand the contribution, the sacrifices that the common people, the general public has made for the Naga national movement till date. Third take, Ami Khange Kwado Huledo, Yutu contractor, particular contractor, Nahuledo, Angami Youth Organization Khan Jaigine, Taikan Naga President, Nahuledo, General Secretary, Moon, Tahanita, Station Green, Taka Jaga, the low public Binakuse. Amikan, itu condition the Huledo. I can reply, brother. We have said that the party at fault today is not the Angami Youth Organization. Had it been some other occasion, Aladdin Huledo, Angami Youth Organization, having called, or it is our responsibility to reach out to any Naga political group. We have made Amikan Jaigina Naga political groups, Kumba Gebi Lopai Disha, courtesy visit Disha. We still have in our agenda to meet some other, to meet more Naga political groups. Now will be Aji Laga issue Alagase. Today, one of our most prominent member, a tall leader from the Angami, whose life has been threatened, it is the responsibility of the NSCN Khango authority who has threatened the life of our member. Taihan Amikhan reach out to lage. It is not the AYO. The contractor is out of question. Ahigina Tangelo Paule Laga because the case is being taken by the AYO. AYO aji case lugina se. Itu wala itu case to Date 22 bara suru kurigine itu laga last talk na puncha talk itu case to it is with the Angami Youth Organization. The contractor has no more or nothing to do anymore with this case. Itu laga settle na talk to Angami Youth Organization hai ki responsibility aile bi mohane lobo. Kuigine junai dije. Iniga kurigine taikan since taikan laga government laga doing ase tahan responsibility claim kurise makes responsible makes tahan laga manu ekta ase kune claim kura bara. Ami kan kuise Ahigine at the earliest makes Hubina ito charging bitode finance controller committee convener or responsible member ekta ahigine amikhan AYO han logode log pago lage at the earliest that is 25th by 25th log pago lage gina amikhan 24 evening de itu message convey kuri dije 24 hours rukibo kuigine amikhan kile 24 hours dije kuiledo Manu ekta ke demand kurigina ase tala life check digina ase tai khane 1 hour na hoigine sorry tai khane 1 day na hoigine 1 hour bishi important ase bina babi ase in fact the Angami Youth Organization has been very benevolent to even extend 24 hours to someone who has threatened one of our member with death penalty itu wala ahigine itu laga case to ledo ami kan tahan ke kuise responsible itu core committee tahan laga finance committee laga para ahine lok pro lage gune itu convey kurise 2014 de Angami region chairman taigan laga region laga chairman thaka han jaigine tahan laga higher authority logode kotha kurise inia kurigine ahigine taigan amahan logode respond back kora to biledo acha jodi inika ase biledo ami home kilonser ami kilo kilonser home minister responsibility aro risks luigine ami he AYO hange log pabo iniga gurigine ahigine log paile to written assurance digine amahan NSCN Khango Group aro KKB Rülho logode proprietor logode eku issue nai hoise and then the issue stands and ends from there guigine ahigine sign gro guigine Angami region bara call back aro kurise to day 25 ta ahigine log pawo gurise so Amahan response kurise phone call ami logo daise to I told the particular chairman of the Angami region that Amahan itu to hule to moi kla respond gule dikda ase because home kilonser finance kilonser western command khan kun barwi itu laga finance controller committee laga do kun bi creation na jane kuse to ta khan aile bi discuss kuru na parole laga ita ase but still then ami khan ahi kine apni khan asai pani gora apni khan laga home minister wala itu ahi kine boi kine ki logote written hule bi sign kuru ho kwa gora itu kwa gora ami la colleague khan odek bar kotha korbo hoine 7:30 evening on 24th ahi kine ma la colleague khan office te thakine mo khan boi discuss kuri kine mo khan bi tai khan bi ekta government ekta naga political group ekta thaka to hole to ekta home minister ekta ahi kine iman to ahi kine mo khan lo kotha koru bole to let us also honor the office tai ami khan laga concern iman thaki kine ase bole to ami khan bi kile lok na to lo pawo hoina ami khan discuss kuri je to itu kuri kine mo khan on behalf of the AYO ami call kuri kine Angami region chairman ge kuri kine oh thik ase to ini ga hole to apni khan AYO office ta kine lo pawle mun thakile lo kuribo na hole to anywhere apni khan Kohima kuma jagda lo pawle mun thakile bi ami khan ge khobor kuri dibi ki logistic arrangement khan sai dibo ini ga kuri kine timing bi apni khan convenient lubi ini ga kuri kui dibi wina phone rakhi dije rati 10 baji de phone call ekta ise ini ga kuri kine thik ase ami khan ifani bi aro higher account lo kotha kuri ase kali morning 9 am lagi de apni ge timing khan khobor kuri dibo kine that was on the 25th 9 morning din le khobor kuri dibo kine kuise to itu esa para we have waited yesterday starting from 9 am till midnight kali evening to ekta phone call bi aha nai no response has been received from the NSCN Khango authority either from the Angami region chairman or for that matter any officials from the NSCN Khango Group itu gora kali evening de kali rati de amakan officials kan aro range kan boi kine emergency meeting ekta thakise ini ga boi kine aji jodi NSCN Khango Group la sai pani gora positive response ku na ile do moi kan kali we will have to call for a presidential meeting and then that is how the meeting today that was held at the Angami Public Organization at 1 p.m. participated by over 270 comprising of president and general secretary from the various villages 270 members comprising of president and general secretary from the various villages we have attended and then unanimously we have agreed on 3 declarations. The first being we have given and extended enough time as well as for negotiation or for discussing the matter in regard to the threat of death penalty on one of our Angami member. But having failed till today, till last evening, we have decided that the Angami Youth Organization and for that matter, the entire Angami area has been declared non-cooperation towards the NSCN Khango Group until unless this matter is being addressed. The second is that all the national workers of the Angami who are under the NSCN Khango Group shall be recalled back immediately. Point number 3. The APO resolution of 1993, which states that if the various Naga national political groups do not come under one banner, the Angami community and then the Angami villages under the Angami Public Organization shall not extend any contribution or any donation, and for that matter, no Naga national political group should solicit any assistance from any Angami villages or any Angami individual. And then which was reaffirmed in 2015 during the presidency of Dr. Rülho, and then which is still a standing resolution of the APO. The Angami Youth Organization today has reiterated that the 1993 resolution of the APO will be strictly monitored and then no Naga national political groups will be extended any assistance So those are the three declarations that has been made today from the meeting.
Youth Organization has offered the olive branch to the NSCN Khango Group to come forward to sit across the table for discussion, but they have flatly denied this, so we were compelled to call for the presidential council meeting. Likewise, even the non-cooperation to the group has been called for ignoring our request. And accordingly, for recalling back all the Angami members who are part of the NSCN Khango Group, to these, all the 4 presidents are here. So we are requesting them to look to the Angami members who are part of their region. The Western will look for the Western Angami members who are part of the NSCN Khango Group. Likewise, same with the Southern, Northern, and Chakrama. It seems how many, we are yet to know about the number. So, and this is not the end. We are always welcoming them, but they ignore our requests. So likewise, if they can still come forward yet, if they do not, then we will carry out our own way of agitation in a face-to-face manner. So maybe we will wait for 1 or 2 more days, but if they do not respond, then we will initiate further course of action, and this will be announced only next week. On my left is Kasosal Christopher Rülho, the president of the Angami Youth Organization. My far right, Mr. Mekapile Majura, the president of the Southern Angami Youth Organization. On my right, Mr. Seni Lukiyo, the president of the Chakrama Youth Organization. On the far left, Mr. Nitolia Peseye, the president of the Western Angami Youth Organization. And on my left, Mr. Kevole Jale, the president of the Northern Angami Youth Organization. And I am Nidu Secha, the general secretary of the Angami Youth Organization. To proceed ahead, I will give the time to the president